First of all, can I very much welcome the bill, and I'm going to speak very briefly just on the plastic bags because it's been covered extensively. And I certainly do welcome the flexibility given to the Minister of increasing the charges as demand needs, because there has been a move back to using plastic bags, and I think the levy and the tax has been quite effective in reducing the usage, but I do think it needs to be taken a step more. And I think the levies can also be used in areas like chewing gum, which is blighting the cities around, right around Ireland, and we need to look at that. Earlier on, Deputy Stanley talked about the reduction of waste, and I think we really have to seriously look at reduction of waste, and that's the way forward, is to reduce the amount of waste that's created in the first instance. And that has to take into consideration the number of shops now that are using the one-off use paper bag, because that indeed is in itself is waste and adding to the problem. I'd like to see the whole plastic bottle element tackled as well. I want to go back to one thing that was discussed earlier on in the debate by Deputy Fleming. And as a consistency colleague of the former Minister, John Gormley, and his remarks that it was purely a parish pump. Well, I don't really accept that any minister of this state acts just on a policy on parish pump. Now, I thought Deputy Fleming was disingenuous with the remarks to former Minister Gormley, his former partner in government, but it seems that Fianna Fáil is very good at discarding their partners. We only have to look at what's happened to the PDs and indeed what happened to the Green Party. You know, but the one thing I want to make very is I don't believe incineration is a parish pump issue. Incineration affects the whole country and affects on how we're going to deal with our waste. It does indeed affect the area that Deputy Murphy and myself represents, and I don't think most politicians in that area has never looked at it as a parish pump issue. In fact, in that area, if you look at it, we have the largest sewage treatment plant. We have 2 major power stations. We have the largest metal recycling and 2 cement factories. So it's never the case of our backyard, not in our backyard, but maybe a case of our backyard was full. I believe incineration is at the same level as landfill, and we must push it up the hierarchy. I welcome, and I will be making submissions at the committee base, is that the levy are actually too low in incineration and it needs to go higher. The 120 cap isn't high enough. We need to look at it further. The other element within the bill, which I'm kind of concerned about, is that there is no levy on emissions for incineration. I think the emission levy also has to go back into bill. I think it's very important, because what comes out of the incinerator. There was remarks made earlier on that you put it into an incinerator and the problem's gone, you burn it, it's over. It's not. Unfortunately, we'll have to deal with the toxic waste that comes from incineration and how that's dealt with. And currently, we haven't got a toxic waste landfill in this country, and under the EU directive, we must deal with our own waste within our own boundaries. And I believe we will have to move very quickly on that, as I don't believe at this stage either landfill or incineration is the way forward. They will play a role, but a 600,000 tonne incinerator for the Dublin region is far too big. And before any major decision is made, I would appeal to the Minister to ensure that the Hennessy report is published, because the extracts that have got its way into the media has implied that it could cost the taxpayer up to €320 million over 25 years in the put-to-pay contract. And I would also ask the Minister, if at all possible, could he clarify from the media reports that happened last year in RTE, whether there is a break in the contract for the incinerator in the Poolbeg Peninsula. Can I wish the Minister every good luck in his position? I think he'll be an excellent Minister, and I'm delighted this bill is before the House, and I look forward to contributing at committee stage. Thank you.